Hi there and welcome to the Appointy training videos. This is video number 1 and it's going to show you the basics for the Appointy system. So we're going to look at your home screen, we'll look at the calendar and how you choose which call services you're going to use. We'll look into the personal settings so you can set up your own diary to book calls at certain times and also show you how to block calls off. Later videos will go into how to book appointments and edit appointments and cancel them. Okay, so this is your home screen. As you log into Appointy, this is what you see. Across the top here you can change the view to a weekly view or a monthly view to see what you've got coming up for the entire month. I prefer to keep things in a daily view so you can see what calls you've got each day. Now there's certain things you can do in the daily view. If you go across to the menu at the side, we'll do this in later videos, we'll show you how to edit and reschedule appointments that are in there. And also you have an agenda view here. And this is the view that I tend to have on my screen during the day because it just makes all the appointments that you have lined up for that day in a much easier format, and there's certain functions that you can use within this agenda view. So that's the view I tend to keep things in. Over in the top left screen here we have the calendar. So if you want to jump to particular days and have a look what you've got lined up, you can do that. You can look much further forward if you want to. See what we've got lined up for certain days. Okay, to quickly get back to today's view, you just can go over to there and click on today. It will bring you back to today's view. Okay, so this is the calendar tab. Across here we've got the settings tab, and you've got this option here which is my schedule. So we go across into my schedule. Okay, so this is where you can set up your own working hours. Okay, so for work schedule, on this table here, on the left hand side you have the different call services that you provide. So if you're just doing T1 calls, you'll just have this option here for T1s. If you do T2 calls as well, you're going to have further options here for booking T2 calls. Okay, and across here you can set certain hours that will repeat on a weekly basis. So if you don't want to work Mondays, for example, if you click on edit here, you can just simply edit out Mondays so that you don't work on Mondays. You can just block out that time every week. Okay, let me just scroll down there. So just close that off. Okay. So here in my current schedule, you can see that I'm pretty much open every day. I tend not to do Saturdays and Sundays. Even if you are blocked off, you can actually book in calls if you need to. So occasionally, if I've had to reschedule appointments, I have booked them in for Saturdays and Sundays. But I won't leave my diary open because if students have access to that, they will just book you off for Saturdays and Sundays. So my advice is to leave those blocked off. Okay, so if you go to this tab here, that's where you click to update your schedule. And what you can actually do is you can select different times for different services. So again, if you are only doing T1 calls, that's the only option you'll have. But you can actually distinguish by clicking these buttons here. If you do T2 calls as well, you can choose different times to be available for T1 or T2 calls, or you can just apply all services there and it will add all the times that you choose will apply to all of the services that you do. Okay, so I'm just going to close that off there. Okay, and this tab here, future unavailability. If you have a diary booking and you have a doctor's appointment or something, you want to block off some time, what you can do is just click on this button here, block more times. And you can select a time that you're not available and the date. So let's say I'm not available this coming Friday, I can block that off. And that will then block that time off and nobody will be able to book an appointment there. Okay, so I'm just going to return back to the calendar screen and go to my day view. You'll see just on settings, you'll see mashup there. We'll talk about mashup in a later video. Okay, so essentially that is the basics of the Appointy system, how it looks, different views that you can have, and how you can set up your diary. Okay, the next video will go into looking at call bookings and how to add a booking to your system.